and welcome into the program. This is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland Certified Financial Planning Professional. He is Tim Stearns, CFP, founder at TJ Stearns Inc., Chicagoland's resource, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've got questions or concerns from your investments of a financial or retirement planning nature, pick up the phone and give TJ Stearns Inc. and Tim Stearns CFP a call, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256, or online at tjstearns.com. Now, Tim, hard to believe, we are already in the second half of the year. Time is flying by. So this episode, a little bit of a reminder of the things that we can still do this year to make as much progress as possible.
Right. And I think it's a good time to have a kind of a checkup, right? So the mid-year is a perfect checkpoint. You don't wait until December. Small adjustments today can create meaningful improvements by the year end.
Absolutely. So, Tim, where do we start? Mid-year review here. What should we look at to make sure that we are doing the right things and staying on track?
Yeah. Are we spending more than expected? Have inflation or healthcare costs changed our budget? Are there subscriptions or recurring expenses that we're no longer using? Have travel or entertainment expenses been higher than planned? Just take a look at the overall picture and make sure that you're looking at essential expenses versus lifestyle expenses.
Kind of organizing your financial house. You talk a lot about the essential and the lifestyle expenses. And Tim, I mean, once we get into retirement, we're going to need to keep things kind of between the guardrails, so to speak, and not wildly overspend. Because if we do that 1 or 2 years, we may be able to do it, but that's going to affect many, many, many of the later years.
Right. I mean, and that's why you want to look at right off the bat is budgeting is going to create confidence. Compare your projected spending with actual spending and needs versus wants, especially when it comes to retirement.
Where should we be circling and examining in order to clean our financial house, Tim?
Well, I would start with bank accounts and credit cards, and then you're going to want to look at what your investment accounts, insurance policies, and of course, tax documents.
Are there any essentials that you view as kind of must-dos in order to achieve lasting and ongoing financial progress?
Well, yeah, I would definitely look at paying down high interest debts, things like that, especially if you are still working. High interest debt is going to deserve a priority right there. Guaranteed savings can beat uncertain investment returns, and lower debt equals greater retirement flexibility.
Tim, I always heard that after the 4th of July, Christmas is right around the corner. Should we go ahead and start planning for the holidays now?
In my family, yes, you should be planning ahead and, think ahead about gifts, family travel, charitable giving, holiday meals, year-end trips. Absolutely.
It avoids the last minute scramble to find a good gift for those loved ones, right?
It comes faster than expected and, budget ahead.
Yeah, all jokes aside. Well, from a
Right.
financial standpoint, though, Tim, are there any must-dos that we should start thinking about now?
I would look at, a must do that is going to come is a required minimum distribution. Many investors wait until December. That can create, unnecessary pressure. Taking your RMD earlier in the year, it can give you greater flexibility. It reduces administrative stress, more time for tax planning, and simpler year-end execution.
Tim, I know our RMDs is basically about debt collection, right? That's a tax realization. But you're really a proponent of jumping ahead of the IRS's requirements and doing more proactive tax management.
Oh, you're talking about Roth conversions. Yes, at least go through the exercise to see if it makes sense for you. If you do that now, you can, should I convert or not? You can estimate your taxable income. You can fill your tax brackets, strategically. And Roth planning is tax planning.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Stearns CFP has that fantastic website, your retirement tax bill calculator. If you'd like to see what the IRS intends to collect versus what you could potentially bring your tax bill down to throughout retirement, go online to the self-guided calculator, mvpcfp.com, mvpcfp.com. That is your retirement tax bill calculator. Tim, I know that with the rapid market appreciation and sort of it's feeling like it led strongly by one sector in particular with all the technology and AI, that a lot of people might be out of kilter, off alignment, and need some rebalancing with their portfolio.
Well, yes, to your point, technology has been leading the brigade. I think a lot of people are getting out of whack, way too much in stocks, not enough in fixed income. So you're going to want to review your contributions amounts, asset allocation, your diversification, and look at concentration risk. And then, of course, look at your cash reserves. Consider the opportunity for in-service distributions within your 401k if you're over 59 and a half, and make sure you're not having portfolio drift. Rebalancing can manage your risk, stay aligned with your objectives.
Yeah, and Tim, because of maybe not rebalancing, or maybe the in-service distribution is an opportunity as we do rebalance the portfolio to make sure that it is also in alignment with our comfort level with risk, right?
Well, I think you should ask yourself some questions. Are you familiar with the Strait of Hormuz? Does that give you, indigestion right now? Would you be comfortable if markets decline 20 to 30%? Has my comfort level changed? Is my portfolio still appropriate for this stage of my life? Risk changes with retirement. Confidence matters. Your portfolio should reflect today's realities.
And Tim, finally, if we're looking at leaving money behind, and if we have a plan for our own lasting financial confidence, then more than likely something will be left behind. Should we not be reviewing and updating that on a pretty regular basis as well?
Well, you should always be looking if something especially has happened in your life at beneficiary designations, wills, trusts, power of attorney, and healthcare directives. Life changes, families change, laws change. You should be reviewing life insurance, long-term care planning, estate distribution goals. Make sure that you understand that beneficiaries override wills. Estate documents should remain current, and review your life insurance needs regularly.
As well as any charitable aspirations or giving intentions.
Well, yeah, you want to look at if you're so inclined, qualified charitable distributions. If you're eligible, you have to be 70 and a half or better. Donor advised funds, appreciated securities instead of cash, bunching charitable deductions. There's, give intentionally, give tax efficiently, and planning increases impact.
Tim, I know you always set aside a little bit of time for listeners and viewers of the program. If they've got questions, if they would like to meet, it's a complimentary review, but your schedule does fill up quickly. So schedule those year-end review sessions now would also be a proactive way to make sure we're staying in line.
Right. I mean, whether it's with me or your CPAs or even a lawyer, but make adjustments. That way, that meeting gives you time now to gather information, implement strategies, and correct mistakes before deadlines arrive.
Well, it's always a good time to get a jump on planning, ladies and gentlemen. This is looking forward. It is proactive, not reactive. And that's exactly what Tim Stearns, certified financial planning professional, will help you do, is make sure that you are working toward your goals to achieve them well ahead, to make sure that you are making the progress toward those goals now and continue to make that progress into the future. That's what the Protect and Grow Written Retirement Blueprint is all about. And if you would like to get that, again, is a complimentary courtesy service that they offer there at TJ Stearns Inc. with the help, the guidance of Tim Stearns, CFP. To get that started, pick up the phone and just a quick chat and conversation with Tim and the team there at TJ Stearns Inc. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. 800-640-2256, or online at tjstearns.com. That's tjstearns.com. Tim, always a pleasure having you here on Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement.
Thanks, Peter.
Tune into Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns' full radio program and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Investment advisory services offered through Cornerstone Securities, LLC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.